Welcome back to another episode of Raven Ashcroft. And this time, things are going to get real. So, I will now tell you what I know of what heaven, hell, and the very things in place between them, which I call planes of existence, are, and how they function, how things go. So, as you have probably heard, there was a man a long time ago, a Jewish man, that God gave the sight to him to see what heaven was and what hell was. And you know what he discovered was basically hell isn't in the center of the planet as everything was deemed to say, but it was literally side by side with heaven. Like you could literally walk to whatever's between the sides. But there's, of course, a big giant wall and gate for heaven. So, heaven is staged in 10 stages, going between like different little things to chirrups to like crazy shit you could never in your wildest dreams imagine. Like, I'm probably sure you've seen those pictures of those creatures that I forget if it was a psychiatrist or someone else, but they drew like these weird-eyed, big-eyed, freakish creatures, and that was a soul, or that was what in turn was something that used to be here but went and ascended past its physical form. Now, the thing about heaven is, yes, it's multi-staged, but what if it was also, and this is my theory, is multi-dimensional too? Like, it has its own dimensions. It has its own little weirdness. Its own, like, hey, you could be in Christian heaven, you could be in pagan heaven, you could be in all these heavens, or side by side, and you can at least go through them as, like, if you're... Think of continents. Think of heaven as a world with continents, lands, oceans, everything you can possibly think of. And every single different land, every single different continent is a different heaven. And in those heavens, they have a different multi-stages of their own. They have their own crazy leveled stuff. This is how I think. And not only does heaven have multi-dimensionals, but hell as well. Hell has to have different dimensions. Dude, there's like so many different people around the world that have literally said this about this and this about that, and literally described things that literally, if you read the Bible itself, that would make our hell, make the hell of Christianity legit, honest God, like a pussy in comparisons. And it's also multi-leveled. That is how these worlds work. They are not like a cookie cutter version of what you think. It's legit like multiple different crazy things. Hell, let's put it this way. There's plenty of times where I have honestly channeled a spirit, and I'll tell you, channeling spirits is basically soul searching for that spirit, or that person, or that spirit itself, or that God is soul searching for you in particular to speak through you in order for someone else to get a clue. Hey, this is what I'm saying. So let's talk about parallel dimensions, right? Okay, parallel dimensions. There's multiple. There's more. There's more than I can ever speak on, because it just grows every single day. Hell, currently had to shut a door because it literally was inviting a lot of problematic shit into this world, and I'm just being honest. That put me literally in a almost comatose state as for my spirit wise, but it needed to be done because this world's getting too crazy, and honestly, and like I discovered a little bit of why. Long story short, old friend of mine dived into Necronomicon, excelled in the Necronomicon, and, well, he opened way too many dimensions and way too many portals, and let's say what leaked out was chaos, insanity, the good old shit from the great old ones. They do exist, but they're locked away. They're locked away for a good reason. But let's get back to this. Planes of existence. There's different stages, there's different things. Like my past lives had to create some of these in order for like people to not murder off all of the mythical shit. It sounds crazy, but it's quite honestly true. Dragons, the reason why you find dragons in every single place is because they used to be here on this plane. Now they're moved to a different plane because y'all crazy and you'll freaking kill them all. If you open, I'm going to explain chakras very quickly right now. Now, in my present stance, I am in lotus form. There's points here. There are points right in my thigh. There's a point here, a point here, a point here. 2, 1 in my palm, 1 in my palm. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, yeah, there's 8 that I've legit at least showed you. But in true reality, there's more than 600 of them. There's different ones all over the place. Like, you can literally, if you want to experiment on this, be very careful, because I will tell you, you can literally hurt someone really badly by this. But there are ways you can literally hit a certain pressure point on someone and shut them down. Like, literally shut them down. Not like to kill them, but to paralyze them. Like, what's that spell from Harry Potter? That spell that Hermione uses on Neville Longbottom in the first movie, in the first book. Yeah, that's kind of what can happen. To legit shutting down organs itself. Like, you have to be careful how you maneuver around chakras. But there's ways you can open chakras. Now, I don't remember every single one of the different things. Like, I think this is one. think that's one. That one. I use for to open up a lot of stuff that it looks like Triforce, correct? Because it is. This I use on multiple occasions to open them all. Like it's just like a quick boom, all of them open. But if you use your third eye is located right between my hands, right there. That's where your third eye is. Eventually, I can teach you all how to open your third eye. I can teach you multiple levels of things that you can do. Because I think that's what I want to do really with my channel is to teach. And to teach the things that you guys don't normally ever know. And it may sound crazy, but it's actually, quite honestly, very, very true. And very, very much real. So with parallel dimensions, some of them crack open once in a while and let loose shit that shouldn't. That's something I can't exactly do much on. Like, I've done my job, I've done the best I can. But there's also the parallel dimensions that go down. And those are the ones I'm talking about, that crack that I can't exactly repair like that. Because there's dark shit. There's dark shit that legit leaks, festers, takes a different route, takes a different route. And it's quite possibly the scariest shit you'll ever see in your life. Because everything up is like of what you dream of as a kid. To be quite honest, like what you dream as a kid, how you absolutely love things, and like those dimensions you can hear definitely through. Like Destination X, if I remember the name of it, or yeah, it's old show with Josh. God, I forgot his last name. Sorry, it's been a while, but Josh, you would go like he's in expedition Truth, if I remember the name of the show, or Expedition X, and he came across a forest and he heard the laughter of the gnomes, or like what you consider like what. Ever seen a garden gnome? You ever seen one of those suckers? Yes, that kind of gnome. That kind of gnome, not like the gnome that's in Harry Potter, which is kind of like a freakish little thing. Like they're kind of not really good looking things. No, these are like the little people, the wee people, as you might heard from the Irish folk. Yes, the wee people do actually exist. And just not on our plane. They're on a different one. And then they hop back and forth a bit. But I'll tell you, the things you learn, the things that you see, there's times where I have begged for the forgiveness of people, and I get an overwhelming feel from God Himself of like, you did the best thing possible. Thank you, son. Like, that's how I feel. Like, Heck, earned my wings today. But not dead yet. Not dead yet, but at least I know I'm definitely going to heaven. But tell you the truth, there's different things. And let's talk about the ones that go down, right? The ones that I can't personally shut down myself. Because they're the most chaotic, most dysfunctional, most out of the control as you can possibly get with dimensions. The dark-eyed kids, those really black, the kids with black eyes, complete pure black, with a creepy smile. They came from something. I don't know what. But there's parallel dimensions. And there's many different outcomes, many different worlds. And whoever said that there's a world probably where things happen differently probably aren't wrong. Because remember, where's it going when you need it? Honestly. Oh, shoot. But how to say it? No, that has my name on it. Here. This is a book, correct? Has pages, right? So think of life as a book. Think as life as a book. Go, you flip page, you write. But also, that book has a series of books. So, like my books, they're a series. There's a 6, there's a 7. Give you a range of all the books in backwards form. See how many? That is what the concept of time is. Concept of time is a load of books that also turn pages and literally write in them daily, every single moment of your existence and anyone's existence possible. It is that kind of simple to explain how time works. Time is not something you can measure, because I can tell you straightforward, I can be watching self-checkout, right? My job, right? Self-checkout. I'd be sitting there, and then all of a sudden, time flies like that. Like, I don't perceive it any differently than it's like a few moments for me, and then it's like, well, the next 2 hours have been gone. That is perceived. That's the perceived time. I think that's perceived time. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. But you have that. And then you have what I would call more like a linear time measurement, which is this minute to that second, that hour. All this stuff ticking, and you see it go before you. But if you are not paying attention, it goes like that, or really, really slow. Sometimes there's definitely probably a world where time goes backwards. Literally backwards. And nothing goes backwards with it. It's just it goes backwards. And everything that is going forwards goes through forwards, backwards, like, it's a concept that you gotta have to put your mind really to. And the crazy part is that no one really thinks beyond three dimension. I have to think more. I have to think on a plane of like existence of like, hey, what if I did this? What's the repercussions of that? And then decide if the repercussions are worth it in the end, in the total sense of my soul, which I'll now start to get into, is say worth it. And I'm going to tell you this. How I describe heaven and hell. Heaven's for those who try to be good, to excel in good. Hell is for the people that murder personally. This is all about personal. This is all about being personal. What you choose personally to do affects your outcome on where you go. So, if you choose to steal that person's watch, and you wear that watch around and flexing and acting like a loser, that's a damage to your soul. It's like a niche. And I'm going to explain how niches work. Now think of a smooth, very, very smooth stone. Like it has no flaws. It's round. It's smooth to the touch. It's wonderful, right? It has no flaws. It's perfect. Now, take a chisel, take a hammer, and you just whack it once. That is a niche. And now that perfect stone has a flaw in it. And now, every single time you do bad, of person, like you personally take offense, and you literally act upon personally, another niche. Until the point where that once beautiful stone is now just like a rock that you find on the ground that's never been weathered or never been weathered by the water. And instead, itself is as damaged as anything else. And that damage makes it harder for your soul to be considered for heaven. Because you literally just kept on damaging yourself. God's forgiving, yes, but God's also reality and logic as well. He has to be. He is the all-knowing, or she is the all-knowing entity. She is an entity. She's spiritual. He's spiritual. They're spiritual. It's spiritual. It's not like it's going to be like, pass. No, it's more like, how much have you damaged yourself and why for? And depending on why for, you may be let in. You may be cast away to the other, like, valley of hell that's just right around the corner. Okay? Now we're on the same page. So, souls are easily damaged, but they're hard to repair. Yes, good deeds repair it to a certain point, but it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound. You're just basically covering up the wound. The wound that's already there, the wound that stains you for a long time, because things that are bad that are done in a personal manner do not go away very easily. If you like accidentally hurt someone, that's perfectly fine. You'll live. You'll just patch it up and be done. But if you purposely hurt someone. You purposely go out of your way to make someone's life miserable. You purposely go out of your own way to incite violence or some kind of crazy, like, textbook anarchist shit. I'm not talking about anarchists because I'm sure you guys have your own, like, levels of who you honestly entrust with shit and who you don't. But in a sense, it is like that textbook, what you hear from the textbook itself, what anarchy is, what the stereotype of anarchy is. That is damaging your soul way worse than you can ever think. It's more like chisel, 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 chisel. And you just keep on doing it to your own soul. It's you doing it. It's not anyone else. So those people that are constantly punching law enforcement and people like that, and I'm just being straightforward, I would consider them chiseling away at their soul because they just can't understand, hey, maybe we should literally let off and not be in, like, let's not use personal feelings on this. Let's protest but not be, like, personal about it, right? That's the difference. But no one is. Everyone is taking it personal and everyone's chiseling at their souls really badly. Dude, you're doing only, like, Lucifer, a bit of a job, honestly, for your soul, really, to be honest. And you know what? I met worse people than Lucifer in life. And I kind of feel bad for him when my aunt does go. God save. God's probably going to be like, listen, man, I'll let you back in if you can just promise be a good person. You promise be a good soul. It's like, you got it, cool. And I don't really, it's not even a joke, it's legit, like, absolutely what I believe. But, as you can see, there's different ways to look at something, and the more you open up your third eye, the more you open up your soul to the universe itself and let the universe literally say, hey, enough is enough. You've already done your damage. Stop it already, because that's what the universe is screaming basically every day. Like, no one's listening to it. No one's listening because they don't know how to. So, we're going to talk more. This is kind of long enough. It's 28 minutes. See you in the next.